John Wesley is our firstborn, our son. Wes and I both wanted kids young. We were really excited to start a family. We had perfect pregnancy, easy, no issues. When he was about 7 months old, we started to realize that something wasn't quite right. The dots weren't connecting. So we started to try to talk to our pediatrician about it. He was not very responsive. He definitely felt that everything was fine. There was nothing to look into, no concerns. I kind of started to feel a little bit overwhelmed. I just felt this, okay, I'm not helping him. Something is going on and I don't know how to help him. I had remembered that a little boy that I babysat for had attended somewhere called the Bell Center, and he had an autism diagnosis. So when we got to the Bell Center, it was just this immediate being surrounded by people who heard us, asking us so many questions, really getting to know us, and making sure that even in that initial meeting that we felt really heard and supported.
And they probably knew as soon as you walked in the door, it's like, yeah, he checks every box. You should be coming here. But they didn't make us feel like that.
Usually individuals do not get a diagnosis of Pitt-Hopkins syndrome, which is what he has, till much, much later. Teens, early adulthood, 30s. He was diagnosed at 21 months, and that was absolutely because of the Bell Center saying, let's pursue this avenue. Let's do an MRI. Let's see what genetic testing looks at. And because of them guiding us through that, we were able to have answers far sooner than most families, could ever hope for. Before we went to the Bell Center, I'm the only one paying attention to these things, focusing on these things, trying to help him with feeding and with walking and with fine and gross motor skills. And then once he got to the All About Me class and was old enough to be without me and be in there with just his team and his volunteer, and to sit behind this glass and see, wow, here are people just as invested in his development as I am, working on from the smallest thing he needs help with or that I think could benefit. They're pouring everything into him.
And the things they could get him to do that he would never do for us.
That's right.
But that is very typical, of a child. And look at him checking these boxes and doing these things. And little does he know we're behind this glass watching. It's the people. And the people meaning the staff, meaning the parents, the kids that attend, the volunteers that come in. It's the people. John Wesley, we joke and say he's the one that's got it made. He's perfect. He's in his world, and here we are. We struggle with all the day-to-day things, the world we live in, whereas in his eyes, it's, it doesn't matter.
With John Wesley, he'll just look out the window and watch the rain for hours. Just truly taking in the small things and the small details. He'll always be innocent, he'll always have this sort of pureness about him. Before John Wesley, we would view it as there's something wrong, or there's something that needs to be fixed, or we need to change him. And I just view it so differently now. I think we'd all be better off if we were more like him. We'd all be happier. We'd have a better outlook, a better perspective. We'd be more content. And so really, he's not the one that needs to be changed or fixed. It's really us and our view on life. And I don't know that I would have viewed things that way if not for him.
And you see at the Bell Center, to relate it back to the Bell Center, you see a room full of them anytime you go in there. And so
children with that innocence. And yeah.